Good night, everybody, and welcome once again to another LimeVibe Live podcast. I'm your host, the magnificent one, Yuri Araman Kemp, and I'm going to be riding solo tonight. So it's going to be a short show tonight. I'm riding solo. Kimberly isn't feeling too well, so she may pop in later, she may not, but she told me that she wasn't feeling well. But it's just going to be me, Yuri Kemp, tonight. It's going to be a short show. I'm not going to do much tonight, since it's only me one. So thank you for joining me again. Please, if you have not done so, please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. Like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page, LimeVibe77. That's LimeVibe77. If you have not done so already, also you would see in the description a link, a donate link to our show. So please, anything that moves your heart to give to the LimeVibe Live podcast, please do so. It really helps us out a lot. It helps us to spread the message. So please, thank you for joining us again. So, okay, how are you guys doing, man? The weekend's over. Today is Monday. You're back to work. I hope everyone's healthy and happy. So yeah, it's like first day back to work. I know Monday kind of drags on, right? But you got through it. You got through it, and you're here with us tonight. So that's a good thing. I don't know about you, but I went to the gym for the first time in a month this morning. I had my regular jog this morning, and I went to the gym this morning to the first time in about a month. And so I paid for the 3-month extension, so I'm going to be there for a while. And so when I got back into, everyone was like, "Oh, you popped back up. Oh, you look different." They noticed I lost a few more pounds as I left, because even though I was on for a month, I had not stopped jogging. I had not stopped running in the morning, because it's very important that I keep that up. I don't know why. I'm 44 years old, but I feel like I'm 24 years old. I haven't had this bounce of energy in my whole life, man. I feel very different. I feel very alive. It's like the universe is singing to me. Like the universe is giving me some positive vibrations. I feel very good, man. I feel upbeat and happy. Man, I can't believe this is me at 44 years old. So yeah, man. So I got this morning, I went to the gym. I took my caffeine pills to keep my energy boosted up. So I'm feeling right, happy and healthy. I'm feeling right up. I was up all day. And that was basically my entire day. Went to work as normal, as usual. I did some stuff for Carry Magazine Plus as well, and I'm here with you guys tonight. Hopefully we can have a good night tonight. We can talk about a few things. Whatever's on my mind, I'll bring it up to you. But yeah, that's it. That's my day-to-day, man. But over the weekend, though, I had a great weekend. I had a very good weekend, man. I went to Harbor Island in North Eleuthera. If you know about the Bahamas, you know about Harbor Island. And in Eleuthera, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, man. It has the nice pink sand on the beach is called Pink Sands Beach, actually. So I went on an excursion by Born Free Charters. I went on an excursion there to Harbor Island. I swam with the stingrays. I swam with the turtles. I also swam with the pigs. I swam with everybody. I swam with everybody. It was a beautiful excursion, man. I would not change it for the world. My initial thought was, my initial interest was, I saw a video from Born Free Charters, and they had some guys feeding the stingrays, and the stingrays are swimming right up to the person's hand, right? And I said, that looks cool. I want to do that. But I went there, I swam with the stingrays. They didn't have a chance to feed them because they didn't have the food for them. But I had a chance to swim with the stingrays, and I did that. Then we went to swim with the turtles, and the turtles were cool. I had a chance to feed the turtles, but I see why the boat captain and the boat hand told us that we had to be careful of feeding these animals, because once you feed them with the squid or whatever chum they have, they're going to smell on your hand. They're going to nip at your hands once you have it inside the water. So maybe the stingrays would have nipped at us if we had that scent of squid or scent of fish on our hands. So yeah, that's why they wanted us to be careful of that. Otherwise, it was a great experience, man. Harbor Island is beautiful. Oh yeah, and when we went to swim with the stingrays, we were on the sandbar right in the middle of the ocean. Right in the middle of the ocean, and it's like I've never seen something like that before in my life. We were off of Royal Island, not too far from Harbor Island, and so yeah, it was like this little sandbar, and the swim may swim right up to you. So you could dock there, and you could walk straight onto the sandbar. It's about waist high. And so yeah, you could walk straight onto the sandbar, man. It was beautiful, man. If you haven't seen it yet, go to our videos on LimeVibe now. I have the entire video, that entire excursion that day, so you can see exactly what I saw that day. So yeah, I'm a travel vlogger now. I'm a travel vlogger, yeah. But I decided to share it with you guys, share the experience, and also share with Born Free Charters as well, because they were great hosts. The captain was wonderful and excellent, man. I had a great time on Saturday. So hopefully you guys get a chance to go take a look at that video. It's a good video, man. I did it with this same Samsung A36. Yeah, so it's not professionally done. but it was enough to really get some good shots and show you guys a good snippet of what Harbor Island really has to offer. So it was great. Otherwise than that, my weekend was beautiful, man. I went to church as usual on Sunday. Of course, I said I woke up this morning. I went to the gym for the first time in about a month. So I feel really good, man. The universe is singing to me. I'm in a real good space. Real good space, man. Otherwise than that, that's how my last 3 days have been. And hopefully I can have a better weekend. Oh yeah, for this weekend coming up, we're doing the Tropic Spin Music and Song Competition as well. That's going to be on our other social media page on the Caribbean Magazine Plus social media page. So please go over there and click like on that. We're going to be broadcasting the Tropic Spin Music and Song Competition over there at the Caribbean Magazine Plus Facebook page and YouTube page. So yeah, we have some fine artists coming out of the Caribbean. We have one from Grenada. We have one from Colombia. We have another one from, where else are they from? One from Miami, a Bahamian, not a Bahamian, a Caribbean person who's from Miami. So yeah, we have some good music lined up for Saturday coming up. It starts at 8 o'clock. So yeah, please go over to the Caribbean Magazine Plus, Carib Mag Plus Facebook page and the Carib Mag Plus YouTube page. And please watch us on Saturday, this July 22nd. Yeah, of course, like we said before, the winner of that competition is going to win $1,500. So hopefully we get a good winner. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. So yeah, but otherwise than that, man, what else has been happening? I've seen that there was a Bahamian and a Cuban arrested in Miami, Florida. They were coming from Bimini, the northernmost island in the Bahamas, Bimini, and they were sailing over to Miami, Florida with about 8 kilos of cocaine. Let me see if I get the story up here. They were traveling with 8 kilos of cocaine, man. So yeah, they're pretty hemmed up. Let me get his name for you. Let me see, go to my friend here. Bahamian and Cuban American arrested in Florida yesterday, caught with over 100 kilos of cocaine. The Bahamian name is, I wouldn't call his name. And apparently he's a member of the local government council there on Bimini as well. I wouldn't call his name. So yeah, they caught with 100 kilos. I see the video now with the Florida deputies, offloading all that cocaine off that boat. And that's the two suspects sitting right there on the ground. So yeah, it's amazing. So they're pretty much done. That's 100 kilos of cocaine, man. They're getting better at this, man. They're catching these shipments in grand fashion. I don't know how much 100 kilos worth though. Let me do a quick search. See how much 100 kilos of cocaine is worth. 100 kilos of cocaine street value. Let's see. I can't see it. 1 kilo. It doesn't show me. Let's see. Let's search for 1 kilo cocaine street value. 1 kilo cocaine street value. 1 second. Got it. 1 kilo is worth. That can't be $1.2 million for kilo cocaine. That's incredible. That's insane. That's not that much. Let's see. Street value US dollars. I would say about $70,000, but I'm not a real cocaine aficionado. I don't move weight, so I wouldn't know. I have to search this, right? I'm not here pushing weight. I'm not moving that dope. So let's see. It's hard to find for some strange reason. How much does cocaine cost? Well, that's a good place to start. How much does cocaine cost? This isn't saying much either. 8 ball of cocaine. I don't know how much per kilo, man. Give me the small amounts. Well, I see something that says 25 kilos is worth $7.5 million. So if I get the calculator, I do the math. So let's see. Calculator. Let's see how much that's worth. So let's see how much it said it was. 25 kilos worth $7 million. So it's 7,500, 75,000, 750,000, 75. Okay, divided by 25. Let's see. So a kilo of cocaine is worth 300,000 US dollars. Wow. So that's times, wow. Gee, I didn't know that's that much. That's a lot of damn money. That's a lot of money, man. Okay, let's equal that. So that's about, wow. Wow, it's about $30 million, $300 million actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But $30 million for $100 kilos of coke, man. That's a lot of damn money. You know, I know some drug dealer out there is kicking himself right in the hip, right? You know, because you just don't bust 100 kilos worth of cocaine like that. They had that tipped off. You know, someone in high authority had known and just gave them up. You know, someone in either the Bahamian government or their cartel, they are very involved with the U.S. or the DEA, and they gave those guys up, man. That's how it happened. They just don't happen to catch $100 million worth of 100 kilos worth of cocaine just like that off the fly, unless you were really, really sloppy. Because the police are smart, but they're not that smart. But then again, the surveillance may have gotten them as well, maybe in the surveillance. But who knows? God bless them. They're going to be in jail in the U.S. for a long, long while. So yeah, go with them. May God go with them. But anyway, otherwise than that, that's breaking news. So, but I try to stay away from anyone who deals with drugs. I try to stay away from that because with the same food, you always get hemmed up or caught up with something, right? And you stay clear away from that. You don't want anything to do with that, man, because I can't see myself spending my life in a U.S. federal penitentiary, or even worse, a Bahamian prison system. I can't see myself spending my time in jail. I just can't see it, man. I can't see myself being with a bunch of men for 25, 30 years. I can't see it. Like the booty warrior Fleece Johnson. That's not me. That's not me. The booty warrior Fleece Johnson is not me. Absolutely not. I can't do it. I can't do it. So these guys, they take this risk. They take this risk to go move some weight, to move a few birds. That's what they call them, right? I don't even think they call them birds anymore. I'm dealing with old slang, moving a few bricks. All right, and they got caught up. I just can't take that risk and spend my life in jail. I just can't do it, man. God bless them. Well, I hope God's with them because they're going to spend a lot of time in the U.S. federal penitentiary system, man. They're going to spend a lot of time there, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's not going to be a good experience for them. But otherwise than that, I hope, they get good lawyers and find themselves in a good federal penitentiary, they're all bad, but, I hope they have something that's going to keep them, at least safe while they're in the U.S. federal penitentiary, There's a Cuban and a Bahamian, a Cuban. I didn't know Cubans used to deal drugs like that. I thought drugs was just a Black Caribbean thing. I didn't realize, dealing drugs came from Cuba. But what am I talking about? I believe Cuba is supposed to be a closed off country. Where are they getting, drug dealers from in Cuba? They can't spend their money in Cuba. They can't spend. They're still a communist country. Where are they getting the money from? I mean, where are they going to spend the money in Cuba? The government's not going to let them spend U.S. dollars in Cuba. They're not going to be able to spend that kind of money in Cuba. So who are they? Otherwise than that, man, that's how it is. In other news, apparently the European Union is going to spend 45 billion euros in the Latin American and Caribbean region up until 2027. That's $45 billion. That puts the American $100 million to shame for the Caribbean, man. I'm telling you, man, something's wrong with America. Something's wrong with the United States, man. They're not spending that money the way they used to. Something's wrong there, man. Something's wrong. The United States can't be broke. They can't be broke. They cannot be broke. I fail to believe that. The richest country in the world broke, scrapping. I can't believe that. The European Union said this $45 billion is going to be towards things like green energy projects and, things like climate change, resilience, and things of that nature. It's supposed to be concrete investments. So they say. You're going to read about it in the Caribbean magazine, plus where you're going to hear what they have to say. But, yeah, that's a good move by the European Union. They've blacklisted, they've destroyed our countries enough for these blacklists and these gray lists. So yeah, they should invest some more money back into this region, particularly the Caribbean, because we hurt the most out of these blacklists, these financial action task force blacklists. And Jamaica is reeling from that right now, but that's another story. But let's talk about that European Union, $45 billion worth of investments into the Caribbean and Latin American region. That's a lot of money. So the European Union president said that this money is to be a quote unquote counterbalance for the Chinese influence in the region. The counterbalance for the Chinese influence. Of course, they probably seen that $20 billion road railway from China to Honduras. that proposed investment. They're gonna build a road from China, a railway from China going to Honduras. Isn't that amazing? And the Chinese dropped that in one country, $20 billion in one country. And 2 weeks before that, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris came with $100 million. We got to stop this, man, Miss Harris. We got to stop that. You don't come with no chicken change, man. This region needs help. This region needs investment, and China's going to come in and build a railway from China to Honduras. Build a railway. Like, who's going to drive in this railway? Who's coming to Honduras? Who's coming to Honduras from China? Why would they come to Honduras from China? What's in Honduras? There's nothing. There's no canal like the Panama Canal. There's no oil like Colombia and Venezuela. So what are you driving to Honduras for? That's just a waste of money. But the Chinese are going to spend that. I said about that the U.S. $100 billion in climate change resilience for the region. I said that about them before. I said China will come and spend $100 billion on one resort for one island in the Caribbean. They'll spend $100 billion on one resort. And you come with $100 million for all of us, for climate change, for the problem you created. A problem you helped to create. And that's what you spent? Man, come on, man, please. Let me get another rant tonight, right? Let's leave that right there. So yeah, let's leave that right there. Have you guys been following the Keke Palmer situation with her boyfriend? Her boyfriend got upset with her because she was dressed provocatively at an Usher concert and said, call her a mom. Of course she's a mom, but you also married a starlet. She's a starlet. She's a Hollywood actress. That's what they do. They get attention. You shouldn't be upset. She's doing what she does. Now all of a sudden now she's making a whole heap of hair, but she has a new song out, calling her that, it's a trashy song. It's not even worth remembering. And she's in even more provocative clothing, singing the same stupid song that she's a woman, she's a this, she's a that. So, that's these toxic relationships for you right there, man. These people aren't serious. These people are not serious. I wish them all the best. You can't turn them into a housewife. She's not a housewife, man. You can't turn them into a housewife at all. She is what she is. I learned the hard way. You can't turn them into housewives, man. You can't make her be the woman that you think that she is. She has to be the woman who she is. And that's really who you liked. And if you don't like it, you will move on. You'll take your child and you'll move on. You can't force her to be something that she's not, or something that she doesn't want to be. You can't do that to her. You have to leave them alone, man. Let them ride their own wave. That's what I've learned. You can't change them, move on. So you can't be upset with that, man. But you married her like that. You got with her. You had a child with her, knowing she was a starlet. What did you expect? Her to be a nice housewife? That's not what you married her. That's what you liked her for. You liked her because she was provocative. You liked her because she was sexy. If you wanted a good housewife, you would have married a frumpy Jane, who dressed in those dresses down to her ankles. And that's what you would have liked. All right. And even they can be even tricky on you. Some of these women who dress in these long, frumpy clothes, they can be more provocative, more dirty, and more dangerous. And Keke Palmer, you just don't like the way she's dressed. But that doesn't mean she's sleeping out on you, man. Don't be fooled. Know her by the content of her character. Martin Luther King said that you will know them by the content of their character. That's how you know a woman. That's how you know your mate. By what they do, not what they say, how they act, and how they react to you, how they interact with people around you. A high value person, a high value man or woman is considerate. They are careful about your feelings. They take care of people around them. They're very respectful. They're honest. That's a high value person. Is Keke Palmer honest? Is she a decent woman? Is she a decent mother to your child? Is she someone who is of high value, of high quality? That's the thing you have to look for, man. Not because she dressed out provocatively to an Usher concert. That's foolishness. Yeah, I know you feel kind of upset. But then, wait, another situation too. Where were you when she was getting dressed going out to this concert? Why didn't you stop her at the door? That means you weren't there. You weren't being the man. So you should stop that, man. You shouldn't have shamed that woman in front of everybody. Because now you made her self-conscious now. You made her ashamed of herself. Well, she isn't ashamed of herself. She's still going on about it, right? But then still, I leave all this extra stuff with this song that she made and this extra stuff on social media. That's a bit of shame. With women act like that when you put them in a corner like that, they get even more emboldened and show you that they're who they are. They're real tyrants when they're ready, So you can't do that to them, man. Anyway, that's your problem, my friend. I don't even know your name, but that's your problem. Otherwise than that, he has to deal with that on his own. So any other thing that's happening? I doubt there's any other thing happening, man. But Otherwise than that, I'm looking forward to a good week, man. Some things are breaking forward for us at LimeVibe, and things are really happening good for us, man. I really wish Kim was here so we could share some of this news, but she's not feeling well and she's gonna be back. But yeah, you know, otherwise than that, that's how this has been. And to be honest with you, man, I just want to say that I'm really thankful that I'm here today. I'm really here sharing this podcast with everybody here listening to us. It's been a great experience, man. I really love this. I really love what I do here. Even if it's going to be a short show tonight, I really love being here. This is what I want to do. I love being here with you, you know. And in saying that, I just want to say I am happy. I'm happy as a lark. Some things happening with me, my personal life, of course, but I'm trying to block that out. And I'm trying to be a good steward. I'm trying to be a decent human being and block all that negativity out. And I really want to, man. It's worth blocking that negativity out. And that's a good conversation to start off with right there. Block out the negativity, man. Clean your spirit and clean your heart. Clean your spirit. Get used to being happy. Get used to being grateful. Showing gratitude to what the Creator gave you. He only gave me this flesh and this bone. It's only dust. But that's all he gave me because that's all I was worth. I was unworthy of even having this. So I appreciate what he gave me, the opportunity to experience the beautiful things that he have in this earth, this world. If you look around you, things are beautiful, man. There's so many things you experience. Man, that trip to Harbor Island really had me thinking in a real good way. There's so many things you could experience. There's so many things at your fingertips that you could enjoy. And you could really hold to your chest and say, something, I was alive to witness this. I actually saw this. And I encourage you guys to take advantage of these opportunities that you have. See the world, even see your street corner. Talk to your neighbor. Talk to your neighbor, man. Really talk to your neighbor and get the richness from them that is within them. That's important. Get the richness that is within them. And you will see that even talking to somebody could be an enriching experience for you. Even talking to somebody, just talking to somebody, man, just having a good interaction, a good 5-minute chat and say, something, hey, my friend, how are you? And you'll be surprised where that conversation goes, man. Appreciate the people around you and appreciate the life and the people around you and the things around you. Appreciate your pet. You have a pet, you have a cat, you have a dog, appreciate them, enjoy that, man. Yeah. I'm looking for my next experience, man. I think I'm going to take up an ATV trip. Those 4-wheel drives. Yeah, I like those. I can't ride motorcycles and I can't ride a bicycle. I could definitely get a 4-wheeler and take an ATV around the country, around the island, I would say. Actually, that looks to be fun. I was going to try rock climbing as well, too, man. My friend, he does a rock climbing experience. A tour. I promised to do it this weekend, but I actually went to Harbor Island this weekend. Plus, he said he's going to be off for this weekend, next weekend. So hopefully, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to share that on LimeVibe as well, my rock climbing experience. But before that, I may go on that ATV tour. May do that this coming weekend. Take that 4-wheel drive around the country and around the island. Sorry, because we have multiple islands. This country has multiple islands, over 700 islands, and about probably 12 of them are inhabited. So yeah, going to take that chance and take the ATV around New Providence and see where that goes. I think it's about $200 for an ATV tour. They're really killing these tourists with these prices, man. But you have to take care of the machines and the equipment, man. So I can dig it. I'll spend for that just to have that experience, to have that time to actually say I did that. That should be a good experience. Otherwise than that, I don't know if you guys like boxing. The big fight's coming up. Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. It's going to be on. Let me get the date for you. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Oh, come on. Go back. Errol Spence. I need to see Spence v. Crawford. Let's see what date it is. It's going to be on. Oh my goodness. July 29th. Saturday, that July 29th. Yeah. It's going to be on July 29th. I don't know how you guys. I'm a huge boxing fan, man. I love boxing. Actually, I was an amateur boxer back in the day. I had about, I would say, 20 fights. I left with a winning record, but I got too old for it, man. When I say got too old, I started off very, very late. And so all the training that those guys who started when they were like 10 or 11, they probably had over 100 fights. And so getting into that, when I got into it when I was about 20, I could not really catch up to that competition, that skills gap. And it showed. I couldn't get over it. So I didn't want to do anything that I could not actually be very good at and actually have the time and inclination to train. So I just left it alone. I just kept training. But yeah, I'm a huge boxing fan, man. So the fight's going to be on July 29th. I'm going to go see that. I'm going to go see that. Probably at one of the bars, the local bars. I'll probably makes a few phone calls that Saturday morning, see which bar is showing the fight, and go, go out and go take a look at it, watch it. I may go by myself. I may ask my buddy to come with me if he wants to, but otherwise, I'll go by myself. I don't mind. So I love it. But I'm going with Terrence Crawford. I just think he's a better fighter. Terrence Crawford is just a cut above Errol Spence. Errol Spence is good, mind you, but Terrence Crawford is just a cut above everybody else. I haven't seen a talent like that since Floyd Mayweather. And actually, I'll tell you the truth. I think Terrence Crawford is just slightly a bit better than Floyd Mayweather. Yes, you're probably going to shoot me for that. But yeah, I think Terrence Crawford is just a bit better. He's a switch hitter. He switches from lefty to righty very easily. He shifts his feet. He moves. He has power. And he carries his power straight up from lightweight straight up to now welterweight now. So yeah, he's pretty good. Errol Spence is strong though. So it's going to be a tough fight. I just don't think Errol Spence is going to have the tools to catch Terrence Crawford cleanly the way we think he should be. I think Terrence Crawford has a good, strong enough chin. I don't think Errol Spence is going to catch him, man. Terrence Crawford just going to move around the ring and really shuffle around him, man. That's my take on that. So I'm going to watch that July 29th. Yeah, so that's the biggest fight. And they wanted to make this fight for at least 2 years solid now. And finally, since Terrence Crawford broke away from his promoter, Bob Arum, they made this fight. And he actually took the hit. He took the loss. See, what I think Bob Arum was doing, Bob Arum was trying to ensure that Terrence Crawford didn't get swung and didn't get, taken advantage of in this deal. Because right now you have Errol Spence talking like he's the A side. And, he deserves more money. Now, of course, they're trying to whittle Terrence Crawford down. But I think Bob Arum is trying to save him and trying to do business properly. And so if you want to fight my guy, you want to make your legacy, you're going to have to pay us. And, it's a good strategy. But I think Terrence Crawford really just wanted that fight made immediately. And so he made the fight immediately. He kicked Bob Arum to the curb. And he made the fight with Errol Spence. And that's admirable of Terrence Crawford, though. It's a bit stupid, though. But it's admirable because he wants to have a legacy-defining fight. And I think he really believes he can beat Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence really believes that he has a chance. But I really think deep down, he knows that Terrence Crawford has just better skills. Of course, Errol Spence is going to try, but he knows that Terrence Crawford is a bit more skilled than he is. He knows that. And he's only bringing power. He knows that Terrence Crawford is just slightly bit better. That's why Terrence Crawford was itching for the fight. That's why Terrence Crawford came down and lowered himself to actually make the fight with Errol Spence's promoter, Al Heyman, and he's probably taking less money than he would have gotten with Bob Arum, but still, though, he's going to make the fight, and he's going to go down in history as one of the best junior welterweights ever. Put the gloves on, So that's something I'm looking forward to, man. So my weekend is going to be full this weekend and next weekend as well. I'm looking forward to it, man. Otherwise than that, the news is pretty dead around the Caribbean, man. Nothing really happening. I've seen, I don't know if you guys follow this Inside Crime blog. Inside Crime. They follow a lot of the criminal activities across the Caribbean and Latin American region. They have this focus now on Venezuela. They call it the rise of the criminal hybrid state in Venezuela. Essentially they're calling, the Maduro regime a quasi-criminal organization, which really and truly what it is. It's the cartels of the sun, and they run Venezuela like a criminal cartel. And everyone knew that about 4 or 5 years ago. And now everyone's just coming to understand that that's what that is, And not much you really could do about it. That's why I'm really concerned about any Caribbean leader that goes down there, any leader whatsoever that goes down there and endorses the Maduro regime. You're really endorsing a criminal. Someone who is, is a criminal. It's a criminal organization. The Venezuelan government is a criminal organization, So when you go and you shake hands with them, you are endorsing a criminal. Are you a criminal yourself? So you have to be careful when you go and you do these things in front of people, man. You have to be very, very careful. That goes for Ms. Mia Motley. That goes for Dr. Ralph Gonzalez in St. Vincent de Grenadine. That goes for any, Latin American Caribbean leader that wants to go on to Venezuela and thinks that they have a chance. That goes even for Dr. Rowley, Keith Rowley, and Stuart Young. They went to Venezuela. They signed an agreement. They had to go to the United States, if you remember. They had to go to the United States and get the United States blessing to sign an agreement for a gas sharing agreement with Venezuela. To start even going to negotiations with Venezuela because of all the sanctions. So just got to be careful, man. Why are you so hard to trot? And then Guyana is producing oil. Guyana is producing oil. You don't need to go to Venezuela to get any oil and gas. Guyana is, coming up out of the ground. I mean, they're they're being growing exponentially as a result of their oil find. So please, you don't need to go back to Venezuela. You just don't need to do it. Otherwise than that, I wish them all the best, man. You just don't want to be caught up in that. It's just not worth it. Just not worth it, man. So I didn't go on too much rants tonight. Kim normally keeps me grounded, but it's no her, so I gotta do it myself. So I'm gonna get here shortly though, because like I said, it's gonna be a short show. Since she's not here, the conversation really can't flow. I could talk for another half an hour if I want to, but I don't think it's right that we do this without Kim because we need her. Our voice is very valuable in the Caribbean. In saying that though, we're building our voice here at LimeVibe. We're gonna have another set of exciting interviews coming up in the next 2-3 weeks. We have some people lined up. We think you're gonna like. We're gonna introduce them to the wider Caribbean, to the wider world. These are some brilliant Caribbean talent, I should say. I keep saying Bahamian. Some brilliant Caribbean talent we want to expose to the wider audience. And as our channel grows, we're going to continually be at the forefront of the latest Caribbean and Caribbean American trends and Central American trends too. We want everybody. This is for everybody. Yeah. But I want to say though, I really want to say that this past year has been going by pretty quickly. It's July already, and soon August. July is almost over. It's July 17th. July is almost over. That's the half of the year gone already. The summertime's already here. August going to be here sooner than you think. Next thing you know, you're looking at Halloween. When you see Halloween and the time changes and daylight savings time changes, and you start seeing the sun go down a bit earlier, then it's Christmas right around the corner. I saw on one of my friends' WhatsApp status, she's counting down to Christmas. She says 161 days until Christmas. 161 sleeps, she said, until Christmas. Not till the end of the year. 161 sleeps until Christmas. She's counting to Christmas time. Whatever that's worth. She must get a lot of gifts. But otherwise than that, man, it's soon here. And this year's gone by pretty quickly. Have you done anything this year for yourself? Ask yourself, have you done anything? I've gone on a personal journey since last year, December. I've gone on a personal journey of self-improvement and getting myself better. I had some experience that changed my life. And I shouldn't say changed my life, but it caused me to focus a bit more on myself and to be a bit more happy. And trust me, it's been a positive experience, man. I enjoyed it. All my journey, I enjoyed it. I enjoy the way I interact with people now. I enjoy how the universe is vibrating off of me. I enjoy this period in my life. It's never been better. I look forward to my future with anticipation and happiness, man, because everything's clicking. There's nothing that can get me down. There's nothing that can get me down right now. You have to take a huge ton of bricks to really pull me down off of this perch right now. And I'm looking forward for that ton of bricks to pull me down off this perch. But otherwise than that, I'm looking forward to keep going up. Just keep rising and keep that vibration open, man. Keep the channel open. I just feel wavy. I feel good and wavy, man. Just a good time. It's a good time to be alive. The COVID-19's over. We're back to almost to normal, to regular now. And so that's a good thing to be happy about. But now this monkeypox is really showing up in the Caribbean again. So they say. They also said COVID-19 is back on a surge as well. I haven't seen any official stats to that, so I don't want to talk about COVID-19 because we got a strike for talking about COVID-19. We went to that conspiratorial bend about a month ago, and we got a strike on YouTube for that. So we don't definitely want to talk about anything that's negative about COVID-19 or anything that lends itself to a conspiracy. All right. So we just want to be careful of that. So yeah, just want to be mindful of that. Otherwise than that, that's the way it is. But how do you guys feel, man? Take a look at yourself, man. Really take a look at yourself. I don't know. I must have had it wasn't a religious experience in Nahabalan. Of course not, right? It wasn't a religious experience. It was a refreshing experience. Maybe that's what vacations do, but it wasn't really a vacation, it was just a day trip. And I came back so refreshed and so happy and so brand new. I saw some things I never thought I would have seen in my life. I swam with stingrays. I swam with the swimming pigs. I swam with turtle. I held a turtle. those sea turtles, and they're majestic animals. And when they flap, they really hurt. They really sting. When they flap, they really sting. You know, I had a chance to see that, man. I never would have thought that there would have been a sandbar in the middle of the ocean like that, like how it's off of Royal Island next to Harbor Island. I never thought that I would have seen that, that I would have been able to actually see that and just walk on that. You know, but it's right there in the middle of the ocean. And they have a swing set there. You could sit on that. And you could actually watch the waves. It's very romantic as well. So you probably could book your own charter there on one day, carry your wife or carry your girlfriend or carry your significant other and go on a real romantic trip and really share some real quality time with your mate, man. You know, that should be a good date, man. So think about that, man. Think about your own country as well. You know, I'm sure there's some other sites that you have not, you've probably taken for granted in your own country that you said you didn't want to do, you know, take advantage of it, man. You know, I took advantage of that excursion. I'm gonna take advantage even more of it, you know. I'm probably gonna go back to another family island before the end of the year. Probably go to Acklands or Crooked Island further down south. You know, those southern islands that hardly ever get any visits. You know, probably even Anagua, Mayaguana. You know, some of the people, very few people go. And there's very few reasons to actually go. I'm going to take a visit down there. That's for a weekend to see how the people live, to see what happens down there. You know, just to take advantage of the family island life. Because I've been to several of them before, but I haven't gone further down past Exuma, the Exumas, because my mom's from Exuma, and I've worked in Exuma at the Four Seasons, which is now the Sandals Resort now. It's a beautiful island, but I want to see the rest of the other family islands. But I can imagine they're clean and pristine. Those beaches are clean and untouched. You know, the bush and the animals and the fauna. You know, I love the bush. I love hiking. That's why I'm going to go on that rock climbing tour. I love those kind of stuff. I love being active. I love getting out there and mixing it up in the sun, in heat, and you know, getting my endorphins up, getting my testosterone pumping. I really enjoy that, man. I'm a man. You know, I don't want to turn this into a manosphere show, you know, but it could be. It very well could be, you know, because I find myself trending more towards people like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels, even more. God rest Kevin Samuels. So, you know, I find myself training towards their train of thought as I get older. You know, I see where men have fallen down and we have not taken our responsibilities seriously in this earth, especially the black man. You know, we have not taken our responsibilities serious towards our women and towards the people around us. You know, we've let bullies and cowards run us, and we should not have been doing that. We've been letting these women run us as well. You know, sometimes you just got to hold these people firm and say, no, I stand right here. This is as far as you're going to get with toying with me and playing games with me, man. There comes a time in every man's life when he's got to handle things up on his own. He has to stand on his own 2 feet. He has to say, no, this is where it stops. This is where I actually draw the line. This is where I take a stand. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to take advantage of me. You're not going to do any old thing to me. We're going to do this the way I see fit. You know, you don't have to be an idiot about it. You don't have to be a nitwit about it. You just got to be strong. You know, say this is not what we're doing. We're doing this. Let it be something sensible, please. Not falling behind fools, but let it be something sensible. You know, take a stand, do what's right. I don't hear the church saying amen because the church the church is into their own business because the church is a woman. The church is in the sin and dust tonight. But otherwise, not, you know, take a stand, man. Like I said, I don't want to get into a manosphere kind of blog kind of thing, even though I would like to, but I want to keep this open for the Caribbean and Central American region, man, because I want to keep that flavor. That flavor is important because we don't get enough respect and enough attention. I'm glad now that, you know, the European Union is coming and giving us more attention. Those grant monies that they get through the European Union, you know, 3 million euros here for a grant initiative here and there. You know, that's chump change, that's chicken change, man. For the money you got out of the Caribbean when you colonized us, trust me, that is chump change. And for all the damage you put us in with regard to climate change, that's chump change. Even that $100 million that Kamala Harris, even though we thank her for it, thank you very much, Ms. Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States, even though that $100 million is chicken change, you know, we appreciate it. You know, that's small change. So you come with $45 billion European Union. So how's that money going to be spent? That's what we have to see. Or it's just money on paper, you know, because they're prone to do that too, you know. Don't think we're foolish, you know. You say, oh, we're going to give you $45 billion, then no one really sees the money, you know. Yeah, we're mindful of that too. So we want to see that money on the ground. We want to feel that $45 billion. We want to see those projects. We want to see these things come up on the ground. And we're going to hold you to account for that as well. Yeah. So you like my hat? Oh my goodness, I destroyed my hat on that trip. I took this hat on the trip, and it's all bent and all wafted up and out of shape. Man, I nearly lost this hat too. I nearly lost my crown of straw. I was on this power boat and it flew off the top of my head. It's lucky thing that the captain, he has quick eyes and quick hands. He caught it right in his hand and he caught it before it actually went over the board. And I was prepared to buy a new straw hat too. So I really wanted a new straw hat. I was prepared to buy a new one, man. But he caught it. Still going to get a new one because this one is getting kind of raggedy, even though it's not that bad, but I need a new hat. All right. Maybe you guys could find me a new hat, a new crown. Yeah, hopefully you guys can. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here in a minute. But I just want to say thank you guys for joining us for another LimeVibe Live podcast. And please be mindful that we're on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going to be back Wednesday again. Even if it's only me or Kim isn't up to it, we're going to be back here again. And please also stick to our YouTube and Facebook page, LimeVibe77, LimeVibe77. You're going to see the rest of our interviews as well. We've spoken to a few people. We've spoken to Cibrano PK from Suriname, the well-known activist. We've also spoken to Dr. Keith Mitchell, former Prime Minister of Grenada. We also spoke to an author, Linda Edwards, a white Jamaican who I really adore. She's a real good character. And trust me, when you hear her voice and when you actually see her for the first time, you wouldn't be able to believe that this person is Jamaican. It just really shocks you that someone with that kind of patois could look that different, not a prototypical, Black Jamaican, just interesting. So you talking to interesting people, man. So be on the lookout for that. So guys, thank you once again for joining us for the LimeVibe Live podcast. Hope to see you again on Wednesday night as we get out of here. A quick show tonight, not much. Let me get my cue music up. Cue the music up. What's my theme music? Do LimeVibe. LimeVibe. Let me share the song with you so I can let you know we're going out of here. There you go. LimeVibe. Let's go. We're going to get it. So please like, share, and subscribe to LimeVibe77 on YouTube and Facebook. And please donate in the link that's in the description, please. That would help us out a lot. So looking forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you. Goodbye.